This is barbecue Moroccan lamb parcels. I went to a supermarket yesterday and there was some whoopsed diced lamb. So I had to buy it, didn't I? I still go straight to those cheap fridges, but I do. So we start with diced lamb, a little bit of oil, olive oil, which is almost like, it's almost like you're building a moisturizer for your face, the dream moisturizer. Salt. There are some ingredients that just go hand in hand with lamb. Garlic. There you go, garlic in. A little bit of thyme, because we want a herby, kind of souk-like enchantment to this. Now this is where you get into really the underbelly of what makes Moroccan food incredible. Iconic Moroccan ingredient, which is cumin powder. I remember going to a souk and there's a dish called mechoui, and it was roasted lamb with just cumin and salt and turmeric. A bit of turmeric, let's put that in. And this lamb was roasted in an underground oven for goodness knows how many hours, 12 hours. They served it on a newspaper with a pile of salt next to it. I can't tell you, I have been chasing that lamb dragon forever, but this is gonna get us nearly there. Lemon juice. Plenty of lemon. Lemon helps tenderize, lemon helps move those ingredients around, it tames the cumin, it makes the salt speak, it makes the lamb soft. Really important. And then we mix it up. You ready? I'm going to add a little bit more oil because I want this to cook quite quickly. And oil's going to help do that. It's going to help the garlic cook. It's going to help it not become acrid. Oil stops things being acrid. That's the thing. Right, I've got no skewers, so we're going to make some little parcels out of foil. It just makes life easy. Right, parcels. So let's get 4 little foil parcels done like this. You want them to sit with quite a bit of room on the bottom, so they're almost frying on the bottom, and then the top is going to grill. Scrunch the edges round. Okay. And I keep looking there because I'm looking at my phone. I don't have a tripod. I don't have all the kit. Usually, look, this is what the phone leans up against. It leans up against this cabbage thing and a mortar and pestle and somebody's Lego, whatever. This is how we do it. This is the only way I can do these videos. I've just got to basically switch the camera on when I'm actually cooking, otherwise I get nothing done. So forgive how rudimentary they are and how chaotic. There's nothing refined about this. Okay, there we go, last one. But the food is delicious, otherwise I wouldn't be putting it out there. That is something I am passionate about. It's got to be delicious and it's got to be easy. Okay, there we go, a little easy lamb parcel. Let's put it in here. But it's quite nice. I've got some green chilies and coriander here. I'm just going to sprinkle it over the top. There we go, a little bit more flavour. And let's put those in. Okay, so here we go. The lid's been on, so it's got some nice heat in there. Let's take that off. And they're simply going to go in like this. Big surface area on the bottom. Can you see they're already doing their magic? So open on the top, quite open on the top. Open on the top. There we go. Make sure everything's touching the bottom there, like that. Okay, I'm going to shut that. You don't want this lamb overdone. You don't want it too underdone, but I do like it a little bit pink, but I want some colour on the top. So I'm going to shut it, and I'm going to whack the heat up by letting the air in there, let the air in at the bottom, and that is going to become like, hopefully, like that underground furnace that we had in Morocco. Do you remember that, Mechoui?
It was amazing.
It was amazing, that lamb. Look at Lewis. Lewis, what is this? What are we having, Lou? He's my little kebab. Hey, Lewis. This lamb has had, can you see? Whoa, look at that. Perfect. Hang on, let me get this thing. That is perfect, isn't it? Wow. Let me taste one. Absolutely delicious. Fresh, spicy. And what's great about these is, unlike a skewer, which if you leave out for your guests, they go cold, with these, wrap them up a little bit, buys you some time, and they just become more and more tender. And when you wrap them up like that, they continue to ooze juice. So that is served really nicely with rice as well, because they create a bit of their own juice. So this is kind of better than skewers in some way, because you can serve it in a different way. You've got a bit more juice in there, and yet, look at that. Look at that. You know, you've got all the colour and how tender.